Yes, wonderful. All right, so let us begin with the Tri Mantra as we really, and while listening to the Tri Mantra, we look at the pure souls of everyone here. And so let us have our dear Carlos start with the Tri Mantra. Carlos, yeah?
Carlos, ¿querés cantar el trimantra si comenzamos? Y mientras que cantamos, miramos el alma pura de todos.
Sí. Namo Vitraga. Namo Arikantana. Namo Siddhana. Namo Ariana. Namo Vasayana. Namo Loya Sabasanan. Sopantana Mukaro Sabapa Vapanasalo. Mangalananta Savasi Padamang Kavai Mangala. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Say Satchitanand. Namo Vitragai. Namo Arikantanan. Namo Siddhana. Namo Ariana. Namo Vasayana. Namo Loye Sabasanam. Esopanchanamukaro Sabapa Vapanasano. Mangalananta Sabasi Padamam Sabai Mangalan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Say Satchitanand. Namo Vitragai. Namo Arikantanan. Namo Siddhana. Namo Ariana. Namo Vasayana. Namo Loya Sabasanan. Esopanchanamukaro Sabapa Apanasano. Mangalananta Sabasi Padamang Kavai Mangala. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Say Satchitanand. Say Satchitanand. Say Satchitanand. Say Satchitanand.
Jai, Jai Sachidanand. It was wonderfully delivered, dear Carlos. You know, a lot of love, a lot of energies in it because of the intentions.
Ay, hermoso, lleno de amor y de energía, y todo debido a las intenciones.
Shuddhatma Bhagwan, everyone. Our highest namaskars to each one of you here, and to that magnificent, beautiful, eternal one who is aware of everything that is happening to this world that is continuously changing in front of us, the world of the mind, the world of the body, the world of words.
Mis más elevados saludos para cada uno de todos ustedes, y del ser que está en conocimiento del continuo cambio que está sucediendo en este mundo, en esta mente, en este cuerpo y en estas palabras.
Yes, we've had just a magnificent Parayan, or a detailed study of essentially what we have been discussing all along in these series of towards Keval Gnan, towards the Absolute Self, you know, with the Nirumas, with what we are been reading week by week and going into details is essentially in the same topics, but with specific references to the terminology, the various kinds of terms that are applied for the same thing, really, you know, the self and its pure vision, the self and its pure vision. That is the most important thing for all of us now.
Yes. Bueno, hemos tenido un maravilloso Parayan con el cual estuvimos aprendiendo y viendo durante todo este año con las palabras de Niruma, y que esencialmente hemos estado viendo estas mismas cosas específicas y por ahí con términos diferentes, pero lo esencial es que el ser y el puro ser es lo más importante, y ir del que Vignan al absoluto ser.
And you know, for even for Mahatmas like Shuddha, who understands Gujarati, you see, there is so much material in the Parayan that comes in front of you, which the intellect will say, no, I have to know this, I have to know this, I have to know this. But really the knowing is happening at a different level inside each one of us, you know. We do not have to know anything. You and I do not have to know anything. The only thing you and I have to know is what Shuddha is knowing for myself, and for you, what Damian is knowing, or what Mishi is knowing, you see, what he is learning, you see. Because where you and I exist, there is no no further learning, as you and I understand in traditional terms. I have to learn this. No learning. It's only the understanding that leads to the experience. The learning is through the head. It doesn't work. It's not necessary.
Yes. Durante este Parayam sucedió para los Mahatmas, incluso para Shuddha, que habla Gujarati, que venía tanto material, y Shuddha decía, uy, yo quiero saber esto, y esto le sucede a muchos, pero no es el tema de que tengamos que aprender, porque el aprendizaje es con la mente. Y en realidad lo que sucede es el entendimiento, que es lo más importante. Y el entendimiento es en otro nivel, desde otro nivel sucede.
Yeah. We all gravitate to the magnificent words that we ultimately know the one who says, I am knowing. In other words, the knower within us continues to know, and ours is to know that he is only knowing, only seeing. How much of it is he seeing, and how much of it is he is or she is not seeing. Not seeing. Yes, it's to see and to know is our final goal, you see. And the main Amapura, the Shuddhatma, the Bhagwan, the Lord within us, he doesn't have to know anything, you see. he is simply continuing to see what's going on, you see, and he is that light. That is the light under which we see now our knower who is rising, you see. Rising in the knowing and in the seeing. So before he was saying, oh, I don't know anything, I have to learn this. Now he says, enough. I just want to see what is there. Just see and know. See and know as it is. And that is enough. To see and know as it unfolds is enough. To see and know that which opens up is enough. You see?
Wow. Dice, yo quiero seguir conociendo, ¿no? Y se trata de conocer. Y lo único que hay que conocer es conocer y observar o ver. Podemos ver o podemos no ver, o podemos conocer o podemos no conocer o saber. Pero la meta final es el absoluta alma pura, Vishuddhatma Bhagwan. Y no tiene Vishuddhatma Bhagwan no tiene que seguir aprendiendo, o es solamente ver qué es lo que está sucediendo, conocer y ver qué es lo que está sucediendo, ver con qué se está desenvolviendo frente a nosotros.
It is when you and I say, I accept Vyavasthit. When you and I say, I accept Vyavasthit, scientific circumstantial evidence, it is not the Dada Bhagwan who is saying that. It is the one who is moving towards Dada Bhagwan, towards the absolute, you see, absolute. So the knower, the ultimate knower knows that, oh, he is coming towards me. He is accepting Vyavasthit. He is seeing Amapura. He is not fighting with the relative, not fighting with anything in the relative. He has no insistence of any kind with that which unfolds, you see. That is the knower that we are now able to know. The knower within us is the one who is accepting this five Agna vision, you see, the knower within us.
Yes. La persona que acepta Yavastit no es Dada Bhagwan, es el que se mueve hacia lo absoluto. Es el que ve el alma pura, el que no pelea con nada relativo, nada en la vida la relativa, que no pone resistencia en todo lo que se presenta o se desenvuelve frente a él. El conocedor acepta Yavastit y las 5 agnas.
Yeah, you know, this looks like we have made a very far. We have come very far from the old days when we were in darkness, you see, when we were involved in total darkness. I am Ishwin Mishi. I am Mishi. I am Fabi, you see. We have gone very far from I am that, you know, this body. I am, this is happening to me. We have gone so far, you know, we have not far horizontally, you know, we have been lifted up so we see now both the past in which we were in darkness as well as now the current state in which we are continuing to accept the beauty and the naturalness of 5 agnas. 5 agnas are natural to us. 5 agnas are is who we are really. 5 agnas is who we are. You see, we are Gnan, we are knowledge, and 5 agnas is who we are. You see, somebody asks you and I, who are you? We really cannot explain who we are, you see, to others. You try to explain, you kind of lose it. Who are you? Who are you really? How are you going to say who am I in here? You see? Yes.
Yes. Dice, estamos tan lejos, tan lejanos a ese punto de oscuridad de donde vinimos, ¿no? Cuando teníamos la creencia de que soy Mishi, soy Fabi, este es mi cuerpo, esto me pasa a mí, y ahora hemos surgido o elevado, y vemos ahora tan lejana esa oscuridad, ¿no? Y la belleza y la naturalidad de las 5 agnas. Y las 5 agnas es lo que somos. Somos el Gnan, el conocimiento. Ahora, ¿quién eres? ¿Cómo podemos explicar a las personas o al mundo quién realmente somos?
Yeah. You know, the analogy, you know, and let me give you a little vision, you know. Each one of us had been floating, clinging to, you know, four big fallen trees in this huge river of life, you see. These 4 trees are anger, pride, deceit, greed, you see. Now these are big, they're not smooth logs, you know, they're just trees, you see. And every time there was a little curve or a little rock that the river came across, these things will get entangled and, you know, clash with it and clash with it and clash with it. And then there will be smaller pieces of this tree breaking into, you know, and again they will clash down the river, you know. And because we're sitting and clinging on to these trees, we too get thrown away back into the river again. We come back on those logs, you know. Or sometimes we bang our heads with the rocks, you see. No more, you see. We're lifted up and now not only we see that those logs have become smoother, the branches have disappeared, Yeah, maybe there's a little bit here and there, but we have no identity. We are lifted up, so we don't have to kind of suffer by being on those tree logs, you see, and get clashed, get collide with whatever comes in front of us. You see, we lifted up, we've been lifted up, so we can see that. See it like the logs that somehow or the other kind of go down the river, just go down the river, float down the river, far away. And the same is the case with these logs of kashais that we had within each one of us. You see? We are first lifted off completely so they don't belong to us. And then the beautiful vision begins, you see.
Yes.
Mm.
Es una analogía lo que nos dio Shuddha. Y dice, si alguno de nosotros flotáramos sobre un río, sobre troncos de árboles, ¿no? Y fuéramos, y ver obstáculos como la ira, el orgullo, la codicia y el engaño, estos árboles estarían chocando con esas rocas que son los obstáculos y se irían rompiendo, chocando, y nosotros tratando de que el árbol, el tronco, no choque, ¿no? Pero nosotros fuimos elevados y no tenemos por qué sufrir esos choques. Podemos verlos, podemos conocerlos, observarlos, y así poder ver cómo flotan y se van. Y se van con nuestros kashais, observándolos. Y esta es la belleza de la visión. Hemos sido elevados para tener esta belleza de la visión.
Yeah, see, the one who is the owner of the body, the one who has to carry the weight of this body, these logs, you see. The one who says, I am John, I am Mary, this is my body. That ownership of the body is the source of continuous generation of sins, pap, you see.
Yes. El dueño del cuerpo, el que carga el peso del cuerpo, el que dice yo soy John, yo soy Mary, este es mi cuerpo, este dueño del cuerpo continúa generando los pecados, ¿no? Las generaciones de pecados.
Yes. And the one who is in Shuddha Upayog, Shuddha, pure Upayog, awareness of this purity, awareness of I am the pure one. You see, the one who is aware of the purity of the self that I am. No sin touches him or her. No sin touches him or her. Okay?
Yes. Shuddha Upayog, ¿no? Es la pura conciencia. Y cuando yo soy la pura conciencia del ser, ningún pecado no me toca. Nada.
Not only that, you see, the sins touch. Who does the sins touch? Sin or good karma? Who does it touch to? The one who is in this mode of connection with the body. The one who is carrying the weight of this body, this is my mind, I'm troubled, or I have to do this, or the one who is always in this mode, this ignorance. In fact, it is ignorance. The one who is in this ignorance is continuously is creating either the good karma or the bad karma. He is in sin or he is in merit. Karma, production, it's coming. You think you're doing something good, okay, go ahead and do it. But you anything that you do, try to do good, is not associated with the good and the bad results. But even if it is associated with the good results, it will come again in front of you. It will come again in front of you, and you will have to be there to receive it. You see, you cannot escape it. And this is the beauty of this Akarta vision, the vision of the non-doer. You see, the vision of the self, the purity of the self that completely lifts you off from any of this fights that are going on between one log and the other log. And remember I gave you the recent, this analogy that I gave you, this vision that I gave you. We're talking about only your log, your 4 logs, right? And now imagine with other human beings that you run into, she or he still carries his 4 logs, and they're all floating in the river, you see. And it's a very vast, river. It's a very wide river of life, and only the ones that you have accounts with, those logs will come in front of you. You see, they'll come in front of you in different ways, you see. And so you can imagine how absolutely complicated this can get in the absence of Dada vision. This is Dada vision that we talk about now. We're in Dada vision, you see. When we gather together here in Satsang, we are who we are. The holders, the carriers, and the appliers of Dada vision, you see.
Yes. Sí, el pecado que toca es el que se conecta con el cuerpo, y es mi mente. Eso es ignorancia. Y todo el tiempo estamos creando cuando decimos, hacemos cosas buenas o cosas que no son buenas, pero igual, aunque sean solo cosas buenas, también estamos produciendo un karma, porque esto va a volver, va a venir de vuelta y vos vas a tener que estar allí para poder recibirlo, no te puedes escapar. Esta es la visión del no hacedor, que completamente te eleva y te libera de estas cargas de la ira, el orgullo, la codicia y el engaño, ¿no? Y recordemos esta analogía que anteriormente dio Shuddha, ¿no? De ir por el río flotando sobre un tronco tratando de evitar chocar. Y ese es el río de la vida, es muy ancho. Y nos vamos a encontrar con personas con las cuales tenemos cuentas y vamos a chocar, imagínense, ¿no? Pero aquí en Satsang somos los que sostenemos el conocimiento de Dada.
Yeah, you see, this body of Carlos or of Patricia or Damian doesn't say, please protect me. I need you to be my owner, you see. The body doesn't say that. The body cannot say that. You see? The body, as it arrived in this world of ours, has brought everything and everything that is necessary for its flow. It's the flow of the river, you see. It's the flow of the river from birth till death, you see. Birth till death, birth till death. The body doesn't say, be my owner, you know, here, put a collar around my neck and I'm your dog. You can just take me wherever you want to take me, you know. The body doesn't say that, you see. And that is the ownership. The ownership is the reason for sin and merit karma. Pap and punya is directly related to ownership. Ownership, you know. In this vast, beautiful world of ours, everything. Look around, you know, you take a walk in the mountains or in the fields, you know, or in a garden, you see everything just everything existing, you know, in love, in naturally, you know. It's this ownership that kills it. It's this ownership that totally kills it, you see, complicates it.
Yes. El cuerpo de Patricia, de Carlos, de Damián nos dice, por favor, protégeme. Necesito que seas mi dueño. El cuerpo no dice de eso. Dice, el cuerpo sufre, fluye en el río de la vida, desde el momento del nacimiento hasta la muerte. El cuerpo no dice, ponme un collar y llévame a pasear y yo seré tu perro. Esas son cosas eso es del hacedor, el que se cree que es el dueño del cuerpo. Y dice, camina por los valles, camina por las montañas, todo existe y es naturalmente hermoso y bello. Y el hacedor lo destruye.
Yeah. So this ownership is actually the result of darkness, you see. It is actually the result. If it was something that was created, it would be understandable, you know. If it was something, yes, we say in a time frame that it was created in the last life. In other words, in last life, whatever body we had, we said, oh, this happened to me. It was so lovely, or it was so bad, you see. You see. So there is a temporary creation, but the real culprit is really, it is not your fault or my fault. Even in the past life, the real answer is we really did not know. We just did not have this knowledge. We did not have this light to tell us that even if we don't do anything about the body will take care of itself. You see, the body will take care of itself. You see.
Yes. Yes. El hacedor es es el que crea este cuerpo es el resultado del hacedor. Nosotros hemos tenido en otras vidas decir, bueno, esto es hermoso, esto es malo, y lo real, y este cuerpo es el resultado. Y la verdad, lo real es que no es tu falta, no es mi falta de haber creado este cuerpo, esta vida. Lo que pasaba era que no teníamos el conocimiento que ahora tenemos. Y el cuerpo además se cuida por sí solo.
Yeah, you see, so you see, there is this process of thinking, this process of thinking invariably leads you outside. You see, invariably leads into, oh, this is good. This is worthwhile to do. This is worthwhile activity. This is beneficial to others, or if the thinking is going in the wrong direction, then one will enter into activity which is harmful to others, you see. Uh, it's harmful to others, but he is selfish, so he doesn't realize that it's harmful to others. Classic examples are all of these people who manufacture products to sell, others to consume, and they put all kinds of harmful ingredients. Harmful in the long run. It's harmful for the health of the person, but they make it such that it's addictive, it's tasteful, So, even though when they're told that it is not good, they continue to manufacture it, you see. Now that is called a shubh upyog. In other words, it is not helpful. It is ashubha. Ashubha means harmful, harmful to others, you see.
Yes.
You see, ashubha upyog, and shubha upyog is helpful to others, you see. But you see, as long as the thinking is going on, and as long as one has the ownership of the thinking, becomes the owner of these thoughts, the process continues in this world as we see, you see. And it multiplies in every direction, you see. Non-stop, right? Shubh, ashubh, upyog.
Yes. Mismo el pensamiento el proceso del pensamiento. Podemos estar en pensamientos que sean beneficiosos, tener pensamientos que sean beneficiosos, buenos, beneficiosos para otros. Después te podemos ir en mala dirección y hacer lastimar a otras personas, ser egoístas, por ejemplo, como los productores que ponen ingredientes en lo que producen que lastiman a las otras personas, pero no le importan porque por codicia lo siguen produciendo y así dañan a las personas. A esto se llama ashubha, que es lastimar a otros. Y después está shubha upyog, que es lo beneficioso para las otras personas. Pero el que es el dueño del pensamiento continúa y eso se multiplica y se multiplica.
Yeah, right. You see, and and there comes a time when, and so far what I've described, what has been described, there is no escape for any human being. He continues into either the good that is happening and the bad that is happening, and he continues to his logs continue to clash with other logs, and they do not really and the river, they never ever reach the shore. You see, they're just just logs colliding with logs. Achetan, jad, non-self complexes colliding with non-self complexes, you see. Prakrutis colliding with prakrutis. Life after life after life, you see.
Yes. Y para todo esto no hay absoluta escapatoria, ¿no? Hagamos cosas buenas, hagamos cosas malas, no hay una escapatoria. Esto y es como volver al río, ¿no? Es sobre los árboles que nunca pueden llegar a alcanzar la costa porque están colisionando con otros árboles constantemente. En realidad es la colisión de los prakrutis.
Yeah, you see. in all of this, there is this magnificent view, you see, vision of the Chetan, the knower, the view of the knower that moves away naturally from the view of the doer, you see, the view of the one carrying the load, the view of the one that is carrying the load, and the view of the pure knower, blissful knower that is now free from any load. It is free from any load, you see. Now, that if that vision comes, then that vision itself is the destruction of the divisive intellect. It is the intellect which says, oh, my body, your body, why you are doing this to me? I'm doing this to you, you see. My body, your body, you did this, you see. Oh, that divisive intellect goes away in the light of the Shuddha Chetan, the pure vision of the self, you see, the self. And that is Shuddhopiyog, that is pure awareness, and that awareness begins to be applied on everything, towards every other human being too. Yes, you're the pure one, These are, I am not looking at your logs, and I'm not concerned about my logs. These logs that used to be mine are now floating, but, I'm not giving any energy to those logs that I used to hold on to and hang on to, you see. Yes?
Yes. El intelecto, primero, ¿no? Como la magnificencia de la visión del conocedor, que se va, ¿no? Y que surge. Y después está la visión del que carga el Lord. Pero es la visión del conocedor del ser. Y el intelecto es lo que separa, ¿no? Esa es la división, porque empieza con las preguntas: ¿por qué haces esto? Este es mi cuerpo, este es tu cuerpo, ¿por qué haces esto? ¿Por qué haces aquello? ¿No? El intelecto divide. Y en realidad es la visión pura del ser, el Shuddha o Pyok, la conciencia aplicada en todo, y no ver las cargas de nadie, ni las faltas de nadie. No.
You see? You say, I am the non-doer. I'm not doing anything, is a vision, is an understanding. It is not something to say, you see. It is, does the light say, does the light of the sun say, I am applying this light on this earth? I am putting my light here and there. The clouds below, when they move away, my light is always there. And when the clouds are there below me, then my light is on the clouds, just, but my light is always there, and that is the exactness of the non-doer, right? The non-doer.
Yes. Yo soy el no hacedor. Es mi visión de entendimiento. Y esto aplica a la luz. La luz puede estar aquí, pues mi luz puede estar aquí, puede estar allá. Puede haber nubes, pero mi luz siempre está allí. No soy el hacedor, eso es exacto.
Yeah, and you see this, and this vision, as has been stated just now, is Keval Darshan, is absolute vision. It is 100% there. It is 100% vision of Shuddha, Fabi, Laura, Gabi, Anila, everyone. It is 100. That's it. That cannot be changed. That is there, simply there, you see. That is the greatest happening, the greatest miracle that has happened to these logs that were floating in the river before, you see.
Esta visión del Keval Darshan es un 100% y está allí para ayuda, para Gaby, Fabi, Anila, está allí y ese es el mayor milagro, el poder ver flotando en el río los callais.
If as the flight takes off and you look at the big river, you see down below, initially you see the logs and you initially see all kinds of stuff in the river, and then as you go higher and higher, it is just a shining a streak of water down below. You don't see anything else, you see. Just it's it's flowing towards the ocean. It's just continuously going towards the ocean. In the same way now, in that silence, you see, in that natural non-kashai state of ours, we are flowing towards the exact light where the river is never clouded by any clouds, you see. No clouds anymore, you see.
Yes. Vemos el río, lo vemos así desde un lugar cercano y bajo, y podemos ver todo lo que está flotando en el río, ¿no? Pero al elevarnos, podemos ver el brillo del agua que está corriendo, cómo está fluyendo, y que está fluyendo hacia el océano, en silencio, en el estado del conocedor, fluimos por donde no hay nubes.
Vishuddhatma Bhagwan, let's take a 10-minute break, and then we return. We will interact with Mahatmas. Anybody wants to share anything, and then we will come back to our reading of with Dada and Pujya Niruma. Okay.
Vamos a tomarnos 10 minutos de recreo y después volvemos y compartimos si alguien tiene algo para compartir, y si no, seguimos con la lectura de Pujya Niruma. Thank you, Sudha.
Thank you. Thank you, Gabi, dear. Jai Sachidanand. Yeah.
Jai
Jai.
Satchitanand.
All right. So while we wait for everybody to join in, it's good to see our dear Mischief. It's been a few years since I saw him, couple of years maybe. Yes. Good to see you, Mishi. Yeah. Jai Sachidanand. Yeah. All right.
Jai Sachidanand to all the
Yeah.
wonderful Mahatmas, full power.
Yeah. Yeah. Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Satchitanand Mishi.
Mishi, are you in Madagascar? Are you in,
No, now I'm in Tenerife.
are you back in Tenerife? Yes. You okay? Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you're with dear Yaya and everybody. Good, that's good.
Okay.
Yes. All right, so does anybody want to share anything or say anything about how, what we have been discussing in terms of, or, everybody?
¿Hay alguien que quiera compartir algo, preguntar algo sobre lo que estuvimos viendo?
Me, Shuddha.
Yes,
Oh.
hi, Damian. Yes,
Hi. I understood in the Shibir that once you have Keval Darshan, you just, to the knowledge to get into you, you just have to wait until all obstacles go. That's more effective than reading. You elaborate on this? Is that correct? What I understood?
Yeah.
Traducilo, por favor.
Matter of waiting that the obstacles leave, and then you can know.
Yes, yes.
Let me translate. Una cosa que entendí en el Shibir, que una vez que tenemos el Keval Darshan, que es lo que tenemos en lo que nos dan en la ceremonia, para seguir conociendo y progresando, tenemos que esperar o sacar los obstáculos, digamos, con las 5 agnas, los obstáculos que nos impiden conocer, en lugar de estar leyendo y leyendo, que es lo que hago yo, la palabra de Dada.
Yeah. Kevat Darshan, you don't have to wait for anything in Kevat Darshan. Kevat Darshan is Kevat Darshan, means in all that is happening around me and to Damian, whether it is appreciated or liked by the world or not liked by the world, or whether it is, and that world also includes Damian. In all of that, I'm not doing anything. You see, so there is no role for me to really do anything. It is happening, you see. It is happening. And when that understanding comes in exactness, then it is all then it automatically connects with your experience as who you are, you see, Kevad Gnan, you see. So Kevad Darshan is the beginning of Kevad Gnan, or absolute knowledge, you see. And yes, you're right that you don't have to do anything, but also you don't have to wait for the obstructions of obstacles to be removed. The obstacles are seen as they are in 5 agnas, you see, and so you don't have to do anything to remove them, the obstacles, to the extent where they actually impede your vision of who you are, obstacle is considered an obstacle not as a physical obstacle or a physical event or a circumstance. An obstacle is your inability to see it as it is. That is the obstacle. You can't see for a while, you see.
Like clouds.
Yeah, like clouds, you see.
So you have to get to know. You have clouds. You don't have your senses to get into the Dada's word, but have clouds that impede you knowing. So that's the way we have in front.
No,
Translate, please, translate.
No, le digo que esos obstáculos son como nubes que nos impiden conocer. Entonces, eso es lo que nos queda, es esperar que las nubes bajen un poco para conocer, para llegar a la
También lo que te
próxima.
dijo antes Shuddha, Dami, para el resto, por favor.
Shuddha dice que no es que tengamos que no hacer nada, sino, ni remover los obstáculos, sino mirar los obstáculos como son. Eso es Fabi.
Sí, no tenemos que esperar a que los obstáculos desaparezcan, sino que ver las cosas que suceden alrededor, que yo no soy el hacedor, que sucede y ese es el entendimiento que surge. Y con ese entendimiento que surge automáticamente, entonces podemos ver quiénes somos, que es Kevalnan. No hay nada que hacer, sino solamente ver los resultados, ver los obstáculos. Y no son los obstáculos los que nos impiden ver, porque no se trata de lo físico en absoluto, sino que debido a esos obstáculos que son como nubes, no podemos ver.
The other classical example that Dada has given is you're sitting in a park, you see, by the road, and you are seeing the street on the other side of the road. You see, you can see everything, you see, when you're sitting, seeing the road there in front of you, and then across the roads are all the shops and people walking there, and you can see them. And that is so. And then a double-decker bus passes by, you see, passes by, and it temporarily blocks your vision. That doesn't mean that the vision, the darshan, has somehow been diminished in any way. It in Kevad darshan, it's exactly as it is. These buses come, and this is the unfolding karma effects of in the mind, in the body, or to Damian. When they come at that time, some of them may be, some of them may be strong, so that it impedes your darshan. You see, impedes your darshan means, oh, you forget who you are. You see, you forget that this is all there, and you think, oh, bus came, what will happen? You see, you get into the bus, you move with the bus, but your vision is exact there. If you don't move with the bus, if you don't get swept away by the bus that comes, then that scene in front of you is always there, you see. So these buses come, some of them may be fully loaded, crowded. You see somebody, say there is a bus stop, somebody got down, somebody got up, but now now you're getting engaged in what's happening in the bus, and you lost your total vision. You lost temporarily, you became unaware that I'm seeing the whole scene. I'm simply the knower of that. And then even the bus, I'm the knower of somebody getting down. I'm the knower, knowing. I see, keep knowing. You see, in general, you are seeing all of this. You're not seeing anything specific. You just see it, you see. So to see it in general is darshan, and to see very specifically, oh, this is an ice cream shop there. This man is doing this. This one is doing that. This woman, oh, I know her, she got off the bus. Now you're going into more specific knowledge, you see. But Kevad darshan means just to see that it is all flowing and happening, you see, in front of you, you see. You don't have to really wait for the bus to go, because really you cannot do it. You're not a waiter of any kind. You're not a waiter, you never wait. Amapura is never a waiter, The intellect is the waiter, I ordered this thing, but the wrong thing came, right? The intellect is really getting into difficulties or specifics. Intellect goes into specifics of negatives and positives, and the darshan simply sees, you see. So there is no way. Yeah. Yeah, Damian, where are you? Let's see. Why do they list Damian here somewhere? Okay. Anyway. Yes, Damian. So
Yes.
yeah, is the
But my question was referred to, for example, is it better to read, or is it better to keep doing a lot of as much of pratikraman as I can to go to Kevagnan?
No, none of these.
To focus in reading and deepening your reading, or doing something else to get to Kevagnan. We already are in Keval Darshan.
We are already in Keval Darshan, and that darshan has to be applied. You see, this Keval Darshan has to be strengthened by everything that arises in front of you, you can't jump to further until you apply it through the vision of the agnas. You see, the agnas are the ones that are going to lead you to the knower, seer that you are. You can't say, I'm going to see what's happening. You see, the agnas in every situation, particularly in situations that block you, you're throwing situations that block you, they're situations that disturb you the way you want it, you see. That's where you will have to apply the vision of who you are. Who is this happening to? And who am I in all of this? Am I the river? Am I the logs? River is the body, complex. Am I the logs, the four kashais? Or am I the knower of this? Am I the blissful knower of this? You see, is this happening to me? No, it's happening to those logs down below, in the river. Is it happening to me? No, it's not happening to me. Is it happening to Damian? Is it really happening to Damian? Then the answer is no, it is not. Evidences are there. It is, what will you call this that is happening to Damian as mine? It is happening to us. 1 minute is there, another minute is gone. You see, so to be able to see it as a temporary event is also part of temporary and changing event is also part of Keval Darshan. You see, Darshan. In Darshan, you just continue to see. In this, the Keval Darshan. Darshan it is only through Darshan, Damian, that you can proceed towards Keval Gnan. And Dada is explaining the details, but he says, in simple words, it is agnas. It is agnas. You see, in agnas, the two are combined. The knowledge and the vision are combined. The seeing and the knowing is combined, because in the seeing you see, and in the knowing you know the evidences whereby it is happening. You just see the evidences. To be able to see the evidences to really understand Vyavasthit, you see. And there is no waiting, there is no blame, there is no opinion there. There is simply the increasing light of the self. If you see it this way, then your light of who you are has been applied, and that increases your own brilliance, illumination. You see, your own illumination is there. You see, so no reading, no doing, is going to get you there. Yes, when you read Dadas, it only kind of, you have to read Dada with the awareness of who you are now and what is Dada trying to explain. You see? Not I am Damian and I'm reading, but I saw Amapura, I'm the blissful one. What is the other trying to say here? You see? Here the other is removing this little misunderstandings of Mahatmas, some Mahatma says, oh, I've had, I know all the textbooks of the literature, these shastras, the religious books of Jainism. That means I know. And the other would simply say, you know zero. You know zero. Yeah. You do not know the one who is saying this. You only know I am so and so. I am, that's all you know. As long as the ego creeps up just even a little bit, there is no darshan. There is no darshan where there is ego, you see. And when you and I read the 9 columns, my friend, it's so beautiful, we see exactly this river and the logs, We see the river and the logs of Damian or Shuddha. Sorry, I'm speaking too long.
Yes, please. Por ejemplo, si estamos sentados en el parque, al lado del camino, podemos ver desde la vereda de enfrente y vemos a la gente, vemos lo que está sucediendo, ¿no? Vemos. Pero de repente se cruza un bus, un colectivo que bloquea la visión. Pero el bus continúa, pasa, ¿no? Y puede venir y puede quedarse y puede bajar y subir gente, pero en ese momento está impidiendo la visión de lo que está pasando enfrente. Pero se va y la escena está, la escena de poder ver. Entonces yo soy el conocedor de que el micro para, sube gente, baja gente. Puedo ver en general, ¿no? Es el darshan, ver que por ahí hay una mujer que la conozco que estaba en el bus, y el que darshan es ver lo que sucede frente a mí. Y no tienes que esperar, porque el alma pura no espera, es el intelecto el que espera. El darshan solo ve. Y el que al darshan es aplicar las asnas que te llevan a ser el conocedor y el observador. Las asnas en esta situación que te bloquean, quién soy yo, soy el río, soy los kashais, o soy el ser dichoso, el dichoso conocedor. Solo poder ver las evidencias, ¿no? Qué es lo que está sucediendo, que todos estos son eventos que son temporales, y el darshan continúa, y continúa con las asnas que te llevan al conocedor, al observador, poder ver los eventos y entender yavastit. Y cuando todo esto está sucediendo, se incrementa la luz del ser, y así tu iluminación.
La sensación que a mí me queda de la respuesta, más allá
Espera.
de la
Dale.
traducción, es que estamos ya en Keval Darshan, que estamos muy cerquita de la estación del final, digamos. Keval Darshan es, ya soy la convicción, tengo la convicción que soy alma pura. Y a partir de ahí, en cuanto estemos en los agnas, la visión empieza a agrandarse y a disiparse como las nubes de los kayais. Entonces estamos muy cerca, eso es lo que me queda a mí de la respuesta.
Gracias.
Listo, profesor.
Pero igual para nuestros intelectos había una partecita de la respuesta que está buena. ¿Qué falta, Patri? ¿Querés seguirla?
Sí, dice que hay un montón de Mahatmas que dicen, no, yo leí todas las escrituras, los libros de Dada, y leí todo, ¿no? Y Dada dice, tú sabes cero, ¿no? Y que es imposible tener el darshan con el ego. no tiene que haber ego para poder hacer darshan. No tiene que haber ego para el darshan. Y, si y los 9 kalams es lo que nos permite ver el río fluir y ver nuestros kashais.
Yeah, you see, this ego, the ego is difficult to understand and sometimes gets covered up by the kashai of deceit, you see, you know. And then it kind of throws the person off because he thinks, you know, everything is going on fine, but why am I suffering? why am I feeling this way? You know, if I am a Mahatma? Well, the answer is it's hidden, you know, it's the kashai is manifesting through the ego, but the ego is blind, can't see that. But, you know, any of these kind of kashais that act up inside really it totally prevents this. It is the obstruction. Is the temporary obstruction, you see. Yeah. You and I have to become very sensitive to the arising of the kashai within us, you see. Not the kashai, but even, you know, it's kashai manifests through the ego, you see. You know, the ego is hurt or the ego is flying high, you know, the ego is deceitful, the ego is leads to anger, etc., right? You know, so you immediately, if you lose your place of Kevar Darshan, which you have, which is yours, which you are, you will struggle with it. You see, you will struggle with it. Oh, you know, it's just like falling into the river again, you know, but temporary only, you know. You do pratikraman and get out again.
Yes.
Pratikraman is only to come back to the darshan of who am I. Eo Samapura, you know. Pratikraman is the extra, is considered, you know, if you want to call it the sixth agna, but you know, I would not say that because Dada is given only 5 agnas. Only 5 agnas, don't go there. Yes.
El ego es difícil de ver, y es difícil de ver por el kashai del engaño, ¿no? Porque siempre se tapa. Y así nos preguntamos, bueno, ¿por qué me siento así si soy un Mahatma? Y es el kashai que se está manifestando a través del ego, pero el ego es ciego, y esa es la obstrucción. Entonces hay que estar muy alerta a los kashais cuando se manifiestan a través del ego, que además, vuelvo a decir, es ciego.
Sorry, go on. Yeah.
Sí, y si pierdes el que va al Darshan, vas a chocar y vas a volver a caerte al río nuevamente. Pero bueno, hacemos practikrama y volvemos al Darshan, de quien verdaderamente soy. Y Shuddha dice algo que no es la palabra de Dada, porque Dada dio solamente 5 agnas, pero es como el sexto agna.
Yeah, yes. When you and I look at it, you know, this whole science, we're all kind of getting deeper and deeper, deeply involved in understanding it, you know, and letting it happen. Let the understanding happen, or I have to understand it. There is only 2 ways it is. So we're all somewhere in the middle, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? But the interesting thing is that this that is happening inside us, it can only grow more if you shut your eyes outside shut your eyes outside and just kind of lower your eyes like Lord Buddha does, you know, just and kind of go inside and terms every time what's happening. What happened to you, my friend? You say, tell you, Damian, what's happening to you, Damian? What's happening to Fabi? What's happening to you, Fabi? You know, and so by looking in, you can really see exactly what's happened. You don't have to look outside to know what happened, you see, or what's happening. What is happening is inside, you see. Oh, you know, somebody says something and Damian is hurt or Fabi is hurt. It's, you know, you can't look outside. You have to look inside and say, hey, what happened? You know, so you'll see what got triggered off, what triggered inside. Something's triggered inside. And that reactivity to kashais have to come to an end. And it can only come to an end through this inner look, inner vision, to be able to see the kashai reaction inside, you know, is happening to the body complex, is not happening to you. Because you are seeing it, you're separate. That's it. Because you're seeing it, you're separate. You see, you were separate, you are separate, and you will forever be separate. There is no worry about that. Just are you able to see what happened to Fabi or to Anila or to Claudia? Are you able to see what just happened? You see? Yeah, that is darshan. You're now in darshan again. You're in darshan again. You're seeing what's happening.
En el entendimiento, entender, dice, esto es interesante, ¿no? Y esto sucede dentro. Solo puede crecer si estamos en este estado de mirar para adentro, de preguntarle, ¿no? Que Damián se pregunte, bueno, ¿qué sucede Damián? O Fabiana que se pregunte qué sucede Fabiana, pero ¿qué sucede adentro? Porque alguien puede venir de afuera y decir algo que altere, pero bueno, no es mirar afuera, mirar al otro, mirar lo que sucedió, sino mirar qué Kashai está sucediendo adentro, y esta visión interna de los Kashais y las reacciones. Si lo puedes ver, es porque estás separada y vas a continuar separada y vas a estar separada para siempre. Es mirar qué le sucede a Nila, qué le sucede a Claudia, mirar dentro, no afuera, dentro. Las reacciones.
In the seeing, there is liberation. And in the non-seeing, there is a little bit of the cloud. The cloud vanishes in seeing. You don't have to worry about it. You say the cloud vanishes when you see. You say, all right, my dear Gabi. Yes.
May I translate?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
en el poder ver con mayúsculas está la liberación. Y cuando no vemos, hay nubes. Pero la nube desaparece cuando la ves. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Yes, Gabi.
Bueno, casi como que me respondiste la pregunta, pero en este Parayan pude ver esos kashais, y me surge una duda siempre cuando los veo. Digo, bueno, ¿será suficiente como con verlos para que se debiliten? Me queda siempre una sensación como de que algo más tengo que hacer, y como que se me entremezcla de pronto con el pratikraman, que el pratikraman no es para eso, porque es para otros y lo hace el relativo. Entonces es como, la pregunta es, ¿solo ya es el que los vea es suficiente? ¿Eso los está debilitando?
Gaby, dale. Sí.
Gaby says that she listened all the Parayan, and in that she could see her kashais. And her question is it enough to see her kashais to get them dissolved, or she has to do something else to get them dissolved?
Es la conciencia del hacedor que surge al tiro. ¿Algo más tengo que hacer?
She said that, is any other thing that I can do, like the doer?
If you feel like doing something, go ahead and do pratikraman. If you don't feel like doing anything, just see them. Just seeing them. Seeing is amazing. People for life after life after life after life, infinitely, have never been able, human beings I'm talking about, have not been able to see where they are wrong, have not been able to see in darkness the serious and the horrible hurt that they have caused, they have become limits of, And so to be able to see that is, wow, it's like phenomenal. It's beautiful. Just seeing is enough, If you see it the way the other wants you to see it, if you see it the way the other wants you to see it, you're free, it's over. It's liberating, highly liberating, The reason you have to see it again and again is because many of the times the seeing is not exact, you see. You kind of get loaded with the ownership of those faults, You feel like you did it, And the load of ownership, which we talked about in the first hour, is very serious, you see. Yeah. You have to get out of it fast, you see. The seeing is enough. Seeing is the dissolution of it. First of all, it's history. It's got no relevance to your current state except that it bothers you now. The only reason it's relevant now is because it's bothering you now. If you're not bothered, you're done with it, you see. I mean, if you're seriously not bothered by it, then it's over, So, and in that seeing, if you see that somebody was badly hurt, then, connect with his Amapura. That's all. Just connect. My dear Lord. That connection was the only thing that you needed to do. I'm so sorry this happened. Well, neither you're doing it nor did he do it. In our science, he's not doing it and you're not doing it. So what's the big thing about pratikraman now for Mahatmas? You're connecting with the Amapura. You're connecting with the Amapura, But you feel like saying, oh, I'm so sorry, and this and that. Go ahead, finish off all of that stuff, Clear it out. If you feel better by doing pratikraman, go ahead and do the exact pratikraman,
Yes.
Exact, yeah.
Ver es absolutamente magnífico y con ver es suficiente. Y de la forma que Dada quiere que vos veas, es la forma en que en que eres libre, ¿no? Y es bajándote del hacedor y salir rápido del hacedor, ¿no? Ver diluye, es la disolución total. Y si hay cosas que todavía te siguen molestando es porque es como que todavía tenés está en el programa el hacedor, ¿no? Y lo único que tienes que hacer es conectar con el alma pura de esa persona. Y eso es liberación también. Si sentís que tenés que pedir perdón o que tenés que hacer practikraman, bueno, hacelo. Pero si podés ver, ya estás liberada. y conectar con el alma pura de esa persona.
Que estos kashais que surgen no son en relación a otros, sino que tienen que ver con descargas internas, que las descargas que estoy viviendo ahora son descargas muy de la mente, que llegan, son pensamientos que se están descargando todo el tiempo y donde puedo ver los kashais que llevan. No tiene que ver con otros, tiene que ver con Gaby, con las descargas de...
She said that these kashais she saw are related not with other people, but in her inner
yeah, so there,
discharges of intellect
yeah,
and stuff like that.
I this okay. Thank you for elaborating that, my dear. Yeah, for that there is nothing needed. The saying is enough. It's inside Gavi. It's inside Shuddha. It's inside Fabi. You know, it's all the time. It's happening all within all of us. To be able to see that, like us, you know, a thought will arise, you know, and that thought has a reason behind it. You see. Yeah. And you can see it. You can see both the thought and the reason behind it. Even if you don't see the reason behind it, it's enough. You can see it, you know, you see it and it's happening. And in the seeing is the dissolution because there's separation. Is Yoso Amapura? Yeah, I noted. If it happens again and again, say, yes, I noticed, but now show me something else, you know. Show me something else. Tell us, you know. Or if it's a mind, if it's, you know, it doesn't have much value if you see it. It's not going to land you into trouble of any kind, you know. No more, you know. A lot of things that happen to so many of us inside only, it doesn't come out. It's just in the seeing it's over. But not so for people who are not awakened. For them, they give energy to it by saying, oh, you know, I would like to do that, or I would like to do this and that, you know. We just see it, you know, we just see it. I said, tremendous, to be able to see it requires this Shayak Samkit, this requires this Kevad Darshan that has begun 100% within each one of us who entered the Gnani Vidhi. You say we entered the Gnani Vidhi. It's there. You know, it's there. So that darshan cannot change. That darshan cannot be taken away. It cannot be blemished. It cannot be covered up. That darshan cannot be covered up. If you're there, you're seeing it, and that's all there is to it. You know, you're seeing it. Evasama I see it. I see it. And
todo sucede adentro y no solamente en vos, Gaby, esto nos sucede a todos a todos. Y el tema es poder ver estos pensamientos y la razón que hay detrás de ese pensamiento. Si lo puedes ver, se diluye. Entonces, si el pensamiento es repetitivo, dices, bueno, sí, ya lo noté, gracias, muéstrame otra cosa. Y le quitas valor, si lo puedes ver, no desaparece. Y esta clase de pensamientos no salen afuera, no hieren. Solo lo observas y se diluyen. Para la gente que no recibió el NAN y tiene determinada clase de pensamientos y dicen, uy, sí, me encantaría hacer eso, ¿no? Como que se enganchan en esas cosas, bueno, ahí están fritos. Pero nosotros lo vemos porque tenemos el NAN, ¿no? Este es el que va al Darshan, que está allí. Y el Darshan no puede descubrir esos pensamientos, los tenés que ver, no pueden ser cubiertos, es ver y no ponerle energía a eso.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's the chit may go here and there. You can see it. intellect, the old intellect may show some, start with some opinions, this and that. Again, in your light, you already know that it is happening. And if whatever is happening in that, you're mentioning it, by the way, you, Gabi, you're mentioning all of this because obviously it's something that you don't like because you inside, and the very fact that you do not like it means you're separate, you see. You know, if you liked it, nobody has any complaints with it. So you're talking about stuff that you can see inside that you do not like, that means you're separate from it. You're separate, Wait. And what you like, all of us have stuff inside that's happening which we like. That is called charitra moha. That is the discharging illusion. That's rag, and that gets dissolved with 5 agnas. Is vyavasthit, it's a file. If it wants ice cream again and again, you can, settle the file with equanimity, that's all. Give it a little ice cream. You want it? Go ahead. Let's have it. You can have it. You see? So there is no fight with the rag part. The rag part is 5 agnas, and the other one has already been destroyed. That is, the hate part has already been taken away. I hate it. I don't like it. That has already happened in the Gnana Vidhi. There is no hate anymore. So what is left is the like part that dissolves with, that's called the charitra moha, or the discharging moha, illusion, that gets settled. Again, Eusama Pura, this is Gabi likes this, Gabi wants to do this, fine, go ahead, finish it,
Yes. El chit va y viene, ¿no? El intelecto está emitiendo opiniones todo el tiempo, esto lo sabemos que sucede. Hoy hay algo que no te guste adentro, y darte cuenta de eso es que estás separada. Y lo que te gusta es charitra moja, es la descarga de la ilusión, ¿no? Como el apego. Pero esto lo se resuelve con las 5 agnas. Sabes que es Yavastit, que es un archivo, lo resolves con ecuanimidad. Y si el tema fuera un helado, bueno, anda a la heladería y tómate el helado y quédate tranquila, porque eso tiene que ver con el apego, no tiene que ver con el odio, porque el odio fue disuelto, el link del odio fue disuelto en el non-Doer-The. Así que si quieres helado, anda y toma helado.
Yeah, yes, see? Even if it's something that is you really like, the Gabi does and doing it, make sure that you do not say, I like it. You have to be aware that Gabi likes it.
Y asegúrate, y recuerda que si hay algo que estás haciendo, no digas nunca, me encanta o me gusta, sino es a Gabi le encanta.
Even if you end up saying, I like it, you are aware, the awakened one inside says, I know it's happening to her. I know. This whole idea about this is all happening to our file 1 is now very, very clear to all of us, right? It's that this is all happening to file 1.
Sorry. Aunque digas, esto me gusta, lo que está sucediendo, sabemos ahora que esto le está sucediendo al file 1.
Sí, porque hay veces que cuando se interactúa con gente que no está separada, que bueno, uno tiene que hablar normalmente pero si existe, si prevalece la conciencia en ese momento en que está saliendo la frase de que me gusta algo, pero prevalece el que yo estoy consciente que no es a mí, sino que es a Gaby, el que salga con otro, eso no es relevante, ¿no? En definitiva, porque sale cuando estamos con otras personas, que uno hable en primera persona y no en segunda persona o en tercera persona.
When I am with people who is not aware that if I speak in first person and say I like it, even though I am aware that it's Gabi who likes it, is not, that is not relevant, is it?
No, it's very relevant. If you're aware, that's fine. We are all said. I always say this thing. Oh, I love this kind of food. I like this. I like going out and seeing beautiful trees and birds. I like that. I say it. We say it. But that doesn't mean you have lost. You and I have lost our awareness. The awareness, this new awakened state is kshayak. It is absolute. It is complete. It's magnificent. This cannot decrease. You see, this can never decrease, and that was the basis of Damian's question. It can never. There's nothing to increase it. You cannot increase this. You cannot decrease it. This is exact. What is increasing and decreasing is our use of it. In other words, our understanding, our use of it. It's ours, but due to old habits, we kind of feel like, oh, we got lost, but we don't. We are not getting lost in the forest. This is a forest where there's a permanent built-in GPS within our system. So you never get lost. You see, wherever you are, exactly. You don't need anything outside to tell you where you are, It's permanent inside, Before we had no idea where we were, who we were, what are we doing, what do we want? we couldn't answer these questions, every time, every week our answers were changing. What do you want? I want this. Every week, every day, sometimes it will change, We were not stable. We had not come home, we had not come home. Yeah.
A veces sucede, ¿no? Que como que lo que sube y baja es el entendimiento de los viejos hábitos, ¿no? Que ya están perdidos en el bosque, pero es como que hay un GPS interno que sabemos dónde estamos, pero los viejos hábitos a veces nos hacen perder la estabilidad. Y Dada decía, oh, me gusta me encanta el helado, por ejemplo, o el té, o salir a caminar y ver árboles. Pero es una manifestación que ya sabemos que es que no soy yo, que es el alfa, el one al que le gustan. And I remember the other day I asked you something like this. If I say, oh, what a nice baby or a beautiful tree, and you said me, do you want to take it home, the baby or the tree? Or no, it's just looking, seeing.
Well, you're right. They like the Dada has, yes, Dada's words, the world is a museum. There's so many beautiful things in a museum. You're allowed to enjoy it. You're absolutely allowed to enjoy it. See, every part of it. These museums are nothing compared. The entire world is a museum. But don't ever talk about taking anything with you when you leave this museum. When you leave this museum, when you pass this world of this body and this world, when you get out of this museum, don't say, oh, I would have liked this. I'd like to take it with me home. When you go home, you want to go home with zero. Nothing. Zero. Zero means zero kashais. Kashais are the ones that want you to have this and that. That's all. Rag or dvesh. You don't want that, Yeah, they don't want that.
No.
Mm.
Que podés disfrutar de todo lo maravilloso que hay en el mundo. Que por supuesto hay cosas hermosas que podemos disfrutar, pero recordar que el mundo es como un museo. No podés llevarte nada cuando volvés al hogar, porque queremos volver al hogar con cero kashai, cero apego y cero aversión.
Yeah, absolutely. This awareness that everything that is outside is really a reflection of what exists within me is a very magnificent state. It is all within me, but I am saying it's outside. It's all within me. If I find a beautiful piece in a museum that is so lovely, whatever, the piece is there only, hundreds of people will walk by it and not even look at it, and I'm stuck there. So I am projecting my energies into it. Oh, how lovely. Now you're still in the museum, so you're still not leaving the museum. So as you leave, you want to forget it. Yeah, it was nice, I'm glad it's there, let everybody enjoy it. What am I going to do if it's sitting in my home, right? I mean, the problem is human beings want to possess everything, you see, that they find lovely and beautiful, and not realizing that they cannot possess that which is not really theirs. You see, the only thing that is there is the Ramapura. Amapura vision is the only thing that is theirs. Everything else is just going to fall away,
Beautiful, Shuddha. Esto es como todo el conocedor es un reflejo de lo que hay en mí. Lo que conocemos es un reflejo de lo que hay en mí. Es un estado maravilloso. Si veo algo, digo, es maravilloso. Eso es un reflejo de lo que hay en mí. Por ejemplo, ir a un museo, encontrar una pieza y pasan miles de personas por ahí, yo me quedo atrapado mirándola, qué bella que es, estoy proyectando mi propia energía ahí, pero no me lo voy a llevar. Lo único que me pertenece es la visión del alma pura.
Yeah. You come across human beings who are, in your family or in your friends, who are absolutely beautiful, in every way. You like them, they're lovely. Every time you're with them, there are wonderful feelings inside, you see. No, that is not an accident. It is an effect from past life. It's an effect from past life, and you have to, you don't run away from it, enjoy it, but recognize that this is all have to be, this has to be balanced with the Amapura vision, that really he or she is a pure soul, a blissful one, and I am absolutely graced with these moments that I can enjoy this wonderful company of his or hers, you see. I want to leave it as it is. I do not want to disturb it. I've not been asked to kick it or reject it in Akram Vignan. In Kramik, they make you kick it. Don't like it. No, don't go there. Whereas we say, okay, I accept it. It's beautiful, accept it. I accept it. And I leave it as it is with no further entanglements in it. Oh, when will I be with him or her again? Yeah. I and he too are the blissful ones, really. And this is a product, this beauty between the two of us is a product of our, call it punya, call it whatever you want to call it, but it is not to be touched. You can enjoy it, but don't touch it. You see? You can appreciate it, but don't touch it. You see? To touch it means you want to somehow take it with you,
Some agree to have it.
Or subtlest part of rag, you see, attachment. Yeah, we're done with it, but this is in discharge. It is called charitramo. It is discharging, for all of us.
Okay, I translate this part and the last part. Sorry. No tengo nada que traducir. Lo que decía Shuddha recién es que a veces nos encontramos con personas que nos encanta estar, conversar, compartir, puede ser la familia, puede ser amigos, y que realmente es tan placentero y maravilloso estar con esa persona. Y la disfrutamos, ¿no? Está bien disfrutar esa persona, esa compañía, pero no querer llevársela, ¿no? Como es dejarlo ahí, disfrutarlo y dejarlo ahí. Porque todo esto es un producto de la vida pasada.
This beauty is, and the appreciation of that beauty is within you and I. It is not, and in the relative self, it is clouded and modified by opinions, you see. But the true appreciation is within us, you see. The true appreciation of the beauty of any human being is within us in this vision, you see. And in this awareness of much more than the capabilities of the body and the mind, you see. And this approach to human beings allows you to see much, much more, and that is what Dada is increasing within each one of us through his words, through his touch, through his presence, through his love,
Estos encuentros con estas personas así de sentir ese amor, ese placer, es algo para disfrutar y esto también es lo que Dada está haciendo con nosotros a través de su palabra y a través de su presencia, es que nos está tocando y está haciendo crecer en todos nosotros.
Yes, Vishuddhatma Bhagavan, like you begin to feel, you begin to understand what Dada and Niruma were, and our Gnani, what are trying to kind of share with the world. The Gnani knows how to do this through his awareness. Niruma simply did it with her love and naturalness, you see. The approaches are different, but the result is the same. It keeps on increasing, you see, within each one of us, you see. This that I'm showing, that this awareness that what I appreciate is actually part of my love, What I really find beautiful in this world is me only, I only, my vision, not the vision of Shuddha, It is mine.
lo que puedo ver en el mundo, lo que puedo apreciar, toda la belleza, todo lo que es amoroso en el mundo, es solamente un reflejo de lo que soy, de lo que soy. Es solamente eso.
Sudamerica, I wanted to go into the next heading, but we will have to kind of do it next time, huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So wonderful to be back with all of you. So wonderful.
Thank you, Shuddha.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Jai Sachidanand. Yeah, I
Jai
mean.
Sachidanand.
Gracias, Shuddha.
Yeah, Jai Sachidanand. Yes, Carlos, keep singing. Keep singing. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Yeah, Gonzalo and Rosie and Cecilia, Anila, Jai Sachidanand, Alicia. Yeah, and all
Jai
our special friends.
Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Jai Sachidanand.
Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Let me see how I can stop recording here.
Gracias, Patri, Damian y Fabi. Gracias, Shuddha.
Yes.
Gracias, Shuddha.
Yeah.